Good afternoon, everybody. This is episode 2 of the series, The True Source of Power, Genius, Freedom, and Self-Leadership. Okay, here's a quote that I've had for years that I love, and I'm going to read it to you. Geniuses we all shall be when we know and recognize and practice the truth. Not geniuses begotten by a whim of fate, but geniuses because we have controlled our destinies. Geniuses because we move in accord with the invincible power of an expanding universe. This isn't just a poetic line. It's a roadmap. It's a declaration that geniuses is not rare. It is not gifted by chance. It is not reserved for the chosen few. Geniuses is a birthright. It is. The day that you're born, you're a genius. Genius is what we were all meant to be, to live until we were programmed to forget. And that's all it is. We forgot, we were programmed, we were hardwired to a specific way of thinking and living. And I really want you to think about this. I want us to break this down. And I want us to have a reflection and an expansion from this. So when you hear the word genius, what comes to your mind? For most people, I think it is like it's Einstein. It is. And it's a scribbling of equations on a chalkboard. That's what I think. Or Mozart composing symphonies as a child, or Da Vinci filling notebooks with inventions centuries ahead of our time. And so we have this belief. It's sort of I don't want to say it, but it is sort of a lie. And I'm not talking about Da Vinci or Einstein, but that genius is a genetic lottery. That's kind of what we're told. Like, oh my God, that person over there, everybody always says, oh, I bet you they have a high IQ. And that you must be born with it. And if you believe enough that you think that you have to be born with it, then that's your truth, and that's the biology you start to form inside of you. And it's almost like chemistry. If you listen to Dr. Bruce Lipton, he'll blow your mind. He talks about this, not specifically, what I'm talking about, but he talks about how you can heal yourself, how we actually bring on these thought forms through the genius. You're born that way. And you start believing it, therefore it's true. And we're also told, like I said, genius comes from an IQ score. Genius belongs to the wealthy, to the pedigreed, to the elite families. But I see a lot of them, they're kind of a little bit of they're not doing anything with their lives. A lot of the children, I'm not going to mention names, but it's kind of interesting. I like to kind of look at others because it helps me to see a pattern of a big family name, and then none of them are doing anything. And that genius is rare, scarce, and unattainable for regular people. But here's the truth. Sometimes privilege makes people lazy. It does. It really does. And pedigree can put you to sleep or even make you stupid because it whispers, you've already made it. Comfort kills curiosity. I do believe that. I mean, I grew up in a rough family, meaning that it wasn't easy. There was a lot of us. Come from a big family, and I'm the youngest. And the number one word in my family was dummy. It was like this, you dummy. And we grew up like that. And so, you know, as I grew, I realized, good Lord, you know. I mean, that's like the small stuff. I mean, there's other things that, you know, I think though a lot of families are like this, that we get programmed, you know, through our parents and everything around us and what have you. But I want to get back to, like, history is full of so-called ordinary people who become extraordinary precisely because they weren't born into that comfort. I have them in my own family. It's amazing. It's just like I sometimes, like I was just back a couple years ago, and I didn't get to see one side of my family, which I really miss them so much. I mean, they're so wonderful, but I was with the other side of my family, and I was looking at all my nephews and nieces, and I was like, good God, they're so successful. I'm so proud of them, and you know, they're all doing so well. It made me feel so good. And I told my sister-in-law and my brother, and I was like, God, can you believe it? They came out all right after us, you know? And I don't know. So I want you to think about this. You had some upbringing issues. So what? We all have. Most of us have. Even in those pedigree families, I think sometimes they're more messed up than the way I grew up. So they had to, the thing is that we had to search people like me. And I had to break a lot of patterns. And you'll have to break a lot of patterns, right? And I had to discover my own power. You have to discover your own power. That's how it works. And it's fulfilling. It is. And here's the bigger point, is every human is born free. Free to think, free to create, free to shape their own destiny. But from the moment we arrive, we're given this script. Stay inside the lines, don't question authority, get the degree, get the job, follow the program. Genius is for them, not for you. And that's a complete lie. This is programming. This is brainwashing. And it's so effective that by the time we're adults, most of us have forgotten what true freedom even feels like. But when you remember, when you practice truth, you rediscover genius. You do. Because genius is not about brilliance on paper. Genius is about alignment. It is. It's about alignment. Alignment with freedom. Alignment with your soul. Alignment with the invisible expansion of the universe itself. And when you are in alignment, you are the genius. You're a genius. So let's get to the what if challenge. All right, so let me ask you something. What if genius is already within you? Not waiting on a test score, not waiting for someone else to approve of you, not waiting for life to give you permission. What if you already had it right now, hidden underneath the layers of all the programming, waiting for you to remember? What if you stopped seeing genius as rare and you started seeing it as your natural state? Because you are already a genius. Because genius is not a title, genius is a practice. And that's the game changer right there. It's the daily act of refusing the program and choosing truth instead. So here's my challenge. Today, what is one area of your life where you can stop following the script and start practicing truth? Where you can step up, step out of the system, and from freedom, and enter the freedom instead of that fear. That choice, that small act, may be the spark that reignites the genius within you. And that act, that small act of really getting out of the fear that can I, will I, to yes I can, yes I will. Freedom. That's the game changer. And you have to choose that. So here's the truth. Genius is not fate, it's freedom. Genius is not luck, it's alignment. And genius is not rare. It's what happens when you decide to live free. You're already free. You're already a genius. Now let's go make life happen. I love you guys all, and I'll see you on the next video, episode 3. And if you'd like, go ahead and pass this video along to somebody who would enjoy it.